Hi yogis, Coach Brianna here. Today we're focusing on the hips, the inner hips, outer hips, all the hips. You might want to grab a block for a couple of the postures today, like pigeon and half moon. But otherwise we're going to start in easy seat, closing down the eyes, taking a long slow inhale through the nose, and a long slow exhale through the nose. Again, deep breath in, long slow exhale out. We'll take a seated cat-cow. So on your next exhale, roll your shoulders forward, make a C shape with your spine. And as you inhale, roll the shoulders back for cow pose, pressing the stomach forward. Just take a few following your own breath, rolling the shoulders forward and backwards, curving the spine. Make your way back to easy seat, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to inhale and reach up overhead, and then exhale, bring your hands down beside you. Inhale, we reach up and rise. Exhale, hands come down beside you. Last time, inhale, reach up, and then exhale, bring those hands to prayer at your heart center. Bring your hands down and we're going to turn to the top of our mat and start to work on those hips. So bring your feet together, sit up nice and tall, let the knees fall out. Pull your shoulders back, nice long spine here. And then we're going to fold forward, keeping that nice long spine. We're not going to curve over the feet, trying to get our nose to our feet. Notice I have a nice long spine here. Continue to take those deep breaths in, deep breaths out. And then gently rise back up. Bring your right heel behind you and in towards the bum. Bringing that left leg in front of you, crossing it with the top of your mat. And then gently walk the hands forward, folding. Take a deep breath in here. Nice long, slow exhale out. Relaxing through the fingertips, relaxing through the arms, relaxing through the shoulders. And then we'll gently walk the hands back up. From here, we're going to move to pigeon. So send that right foot behind you, making sure it's nice and straight. Top of the foot on the mat. If your hip is lifted, you can always use a block to help stabilize those hips. Sit up nice and tall and then gently fold forward, getting into that left outer hip. Remember to relax through the fingers here, all the way through the arms, through the shoulders, and then down into the hips. You can relax that right foot that's behind you. And keep breathing, taking those deep inhales, long, slow exhales. Start to walk those hands back up, rising out of that folded pigeon. And come back to that butterfly pose, bringing the feet together, letting the knees fall out to the sides, checking in with your posture, sitting up nice and tall. then again, fold over those legs, releasing the hips, noticing if anything feels different. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then we'll rise back up. This time bringing the left heel in towards the bum. The right shin becomes parallel with the top of the mat. Sit up nice and tall, and then we gently fold forward. Constantly remembering to relax through the body from the fingertips to the shoulders, down into the hips. Always checking in and making sure that we're not holding on to tension anywhere that we don't need to be grasping and holding on. Start to walk those hands back towards the legs, sit up tall, and then extend that left leg behind you to take pigeon on the other side. Again, you could use a block underneath the hips here if you need help stabilizing them. And again, check in with the hips, make sure that they're squared towards the top of the mat. When you're ready, fold forward, remembering to breathe and focus on the breath. This is a posture that can be a bit uncomfortable at times, so remember to breathe and use that feeling to ground you into the moment. And also remember, being uncomfortable and any sharp pains are two different things. So if you're feeling any sharp pains in the knees here, go ahead and come out of it and maybe take a reclined pigeon on your back. Take another deep breath in, long, slow exhale out, and then you can gently start to walk the hands back up, coming out of that pigeon, finding an easy seat, maybe moving back a little bit towards the middle of your mat, and then we're going to take a wide-legged child's pose to keep working on those hips. So take the knees out wide, let your big toes touch. And walk your hands forward, letting your forehead rest down on the mat, closing down the eyes, and continuing to focus on your breath. Option to open through the shoulders here. If you don't have any neck issues, let your forehead rest on the mat, bring your hands behind you, and gently press them up and away from the body and back down, up towards the ceiling, back down, and then lift them again, holding this time. Again, palms press away towards the tailbone and up towards the ceiling, and then back down. We're going to lift out of that child's pose. Bring the knees together and find tabletop. Making sure that you keep knees under hips, hands under shoulders. And then we'll take puppy dog pose, keeping the hips where they are, but walking the fingers forward, letting your chest bow towards the mat. Take a deep breath in, relax through the feet. Long, slow exhale out. Start to walk your hands back up, find your tabletop position. From here, we're going to take a regular cat-cow, inhaling as we drop the belly, exhaling as we press out of the hands. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin, lift the tailbone. Exhale, press out of your hands. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. And then find your tabletop neutral position. From here, you might want to put a block at the top of your mat for half moon later in the sequence. But otherwise, press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, pressing heels down towards the mat. It's okay if they don't touch. Long, slow exhale out, pressing out of all 10 fingers. From down dog, we're going to shift to low lunge. So when you're ready, bring that right foot between the hands, even grabbing the ankle to step it through. We're going to leave our back knee lifted. We're going to lift our gaze. If you find that you need extra space here, you could always grab a block and lift your heart even more. Staying in that low lunge, our next seat pose is going to be Warrior 2, Peaceful Warrior, Warrior 2, and then Half Moon. So when you're ready, pivot on your back foot, pressing into that knife edge, and spiral your hands up and find your Warrior 2. Nice and strong front leg, checking in with the arms and the shoulders. On your next inhale, we're going to reach back for Peaceful Warrior, sliding that left hand down your left leg. On your exhale, you're going to come back to Warrior 2. Nice strong arms. From here, you're going to shift forward and reach for either the block or the floor. Half Moon. That left foot is flexed behind you. And if you fall, it's okay, just start over again. It's easier to start again from Warrior 2 than it is to try to keep wobbling. Remember to stack your shoulders here and try to open up your heart towards that back wall. If you feel steady, you also have the option to gaze up. Go ahead and find your Warrior 2, bringing that left foot back down to the mat. And then spiral your hands down, low lunge, maybe lengthening your stance a little bit. Remember to lift your heart, lift your gaze. Take a deep breath in, and then step back down or facing dog. Get ready to send that left foot between the hands, gazing forward and then placing the foot. Find your low lunge, keeping that heart lifted, stretching out those hips. Take another intentional inhale, long, slow exhale. And then we're going to pivot on that back foot and come into our Warrior 2, rising up. Bend into the front knee, check in with the arms, gaze over those front fingertips. Take another deep breath in, deep breath out. And as you inhale, reach back, Peaceful Warrior. As you exhale, come back to Warrior 2 right away. Strong in that front left leg, we're going to take Half Moon. So root down and then hop up, straightening that left leg, bringing the left hand down to the mat in front of the foot, or reaching for the block, lifting that left leg, trying to straighten out and stack the shoulders. And if it feels okay on your neck, you can look forward or you can look up. Take another deep breath in, deep breath out. And then you can start to bend through the front leg and bring that right leg back down, coming back to your Warrior 2. From here, we're gonna spiral the hands down and take that low lunge. So when you're ready, go ahead and spiral down. Remember to lift your heart. Take an inhale. And then on the exhale, we're gonna step back, downward facing dog. One breath here. Long, slow inhale. Long, slow exhale. And then gently bring your knees down to the mat. Walk forward, hands under shoulders. Cobra, or at least baby cobra, sending the elbows back, lifting the heart, lifting your gaze. Take a breath here, pressing the pelvis into the mat. And then you can fold back down on the exhale. Send the hips up and back. We're going to take child's pose with the knees wide, big toes coming to touch. Let your forehead rest on the mat, breathing into your hips. One more deep inhale here. Long, slow exhale. And then start to walk your hands back towards the body. We'll take a reverse child's pose, bringing the hands behind you. It's okay if you don't come all the way onto the palms. You can stay on the fingertips, but lift your hips, let your head roll back. Feel the stretch in your shoulders and your quads. And then gently release back down to the floor. We're gonna come onto our backs here for a bridge pose. So feet planted on the mat, knees point up towards the ceiling. And you're gonna start by lifting your tailbone, mid-back, upper back, off the mat, coming onto the shoulders. Gazing up, lifting out of those hips, pressing into the heels. Deep breath in. Long, slow exhale out. And you can gently release the hips back down. From here, we're going to take happy baby. So bring the knees one at a time in towards the chest. You can grab your thighs, ankles, peace fingers around the big toes, or reach for the outsides of your feet. Keep your knees in towards the armpits, but let the feet go out wide. Make sure your lower back is planted firmly on the mat. Try to relax around the corners of your eyes, your jaw, even your tongue. Breathing in and out through the nose, focusing on releasing tension in those hips. Gently begin to release the legs and hug your knees in towards the body, giving yourself a big hug. And then release everything down to the floor. Let your arms and feet splay out. Shavasana. You can stay here as long as you like. I hope to see you again soon.